Well, I felt like our defense was better than it was Saturday night. We worked on that, and we came out, and our defense was really good, and our offense really struggled.
Welcome back to Ballgorithm USA. They say every journey begins with a single step. But for the Indiana Fever, this wasn't a step. It was a sprint. A thunderous stampede out of the gates as they set fire to Phoenix with a 100-point statement. Coach Stephanie White didn't hold back. She stood tall after the game, eyes steeled, voice firm. That was a big win, and she was right. It wasn't just the scoreboard, it was the way they did it, together, unselfish, relentless. Every rotation crisp, every pass sharp, every possession purposeful. This was Indiana playing not just to win, but to declare they're no longer rebuilding, they're rising. And in the eye of that storm stood Kelsey Mitchell, 8 years deep into the league, and still, she's evolving, still learning, still leading, still lighting up scoreboards like it's personal. Already 14 games this season with 20-plus points. A couple of 30s thrown in just to remind everyone, don't sleep. And in Dallas, she came out firing. The defense was ready. They thought they knew what was coming. Mitchell's gonna shoot, they whispered. But Mitchell was 2 moves ahead. One dribble, one hesitation. Eyes locked on the rim, then the dish. A cold-blooded pass, right through a passing lane no one even thought existed. The defense froze, and before they knew it, the net was shaking again. Mitchell didn't just attack, she dissected. And that's the thing about veterans with fire in their chest. They make the right play, not the expected one. Then came Quinterly, a burst of speed, a jolt of energy. She pushed the tempo like the court owed her something. The Fever weren't just playing fast, they were possessed. Then on the other end, the Wings tried to answer. Cunningham got position. She thought she had space. She thought she had the angle. But Jones was waiting. Elevation, rejection. And the message was clear, not today. On the other end, Aaliyah Boston found a mismatch and punished it. Footwork, patience, power. One bump, one step, bucket. Just too easy. That's what happens when you give Boston a lane. She doesn't just take it, she owns it. Meanwhile, Mitchell swung it to McDonald. The southpaw let it fly from deep. It rimmed out. But inside, Natasha Howard was hunting. She grabbed the rebound with 2 hands, pivoted strong, and put it back up. That was her shot. The one she should have taken earlier. And this time, she didn't miss. That's the mindset. That's the growth. That's what this team is becoming. The Wings tried to answer again, playing their 11th game with a rotating starting lineup. But rotations don't stop chemistry. And Indiana had plenty. Pass outside to Howard, inside again. Boston sealed her defender, turned, took contact, drew the foul. Haley Jones couldn't hold her ground. You can't just play against Boston. You have to move her, literally force her out of the paint, because once she's in there, you're done. That possession ended with a tip, a turnover, and another breakdown from the Wings. Mitchell came down again, cool, calculated. Hall flashed to the corner, called for it, took the shot, missed. But it was the right look, and Howard was still there, like a shadow on the glass. She outworked, out-hustled, and out-rebounded her matchup. This wasn't luck, it was effort. Then came another defensive. Stand, Indiana communicating, calling switches, reading every cut. Help left, ball screen, and right there, Mitchell saw her moment. The defender reached, Mitchell snatched. A hesitation, dribble, spin, left hand scoop. She didn't need permission. She took the paint. At this point, Dallas looked rattled. They couldn't find flow, couldn't stop the bleeding. And Indiana? They were just getting started. It wasn't just offense. It was transition buckets, energy from defense, feeding the flame. 5 games in 8 days, a brutal schedule. But this team didn't look tired. They looked hungry. The West Coast trip looming. Travel, fatigue, didn't matter. In this game, they were locked in. On the sideline, Coach White was preaching defense. "Let your defense fuel your offense," she yelled, and Mitchell knew it. In a quick sideline interview before Q2, she broke it down. "We got to keep getting stops. That's when we're at our best offensively. Just stay confident, stay aggressive. Take what the defense gives us." That's leadership. That's experience. That's what this franchise is building around. Mitchell is no longer just a scorer. She's a general. And when she's locked in like this, the entire team levels up. This first quarter wasn't just a flurry. It was a preview of what's coming. The Fever weren't just hot. They were boiling. And Dallas, they were already searching for answers. In the quiet roar of late summer, a storm brews across the hardwood. An unrelenting, bone-deep grind between the Indiana Fever and the Dallas Wings. This isn't just a game. It's a test of will, of identity, of whether you rise to the moment or fade when it matters most. The air is thick with tension. The score is tight. Every possession, every screen, every missed rotation could be the difference between destiny and disappointment. One voice breaks through the huddle. "We gotta defend. We gotta take that quarters out of their actions." The words aren't rehearsed. They're born from the trenches of the game, where every step matters, where every switch could ignite a run or crumble momentum. And right there, in that raw moment, the mission is made clear. To be true about this run, you gotta bleed for stops. The Dallas Wings know this too well. They've danced with hope before, but now maturity is the price of ambition. You can't force shots. You can't panic when the clock ticks down and the crowd holds its breath. You have to execute. You have to grow. The ball is in. Baseline jumper. Dant lets it fly. Missed. A flicker of nerves or just misfortune. Either way, it opens the door. Speed defines the rookie, but nerves are the tax you pay when greatness looms. She loses it. Should have looked up. Should have seen the help defense lurking like a shadow. "Oh, aren't you an all-star?" Yes, and that's exactly what makes her a target. The spotlight doesn't just shine, it burns. Cunningham races back. Composure in motion, she finishes. The pace quickens. The game, already intense, now boils. Mitchell finds daylight, bursts down the lane like she's chasing something more than just 2 points. Maybe it's redemption, maybe it's respect. Either way, she carves up the defense. 2 more for Indiana. Then it's Arike Ogunbowale. Her shot selection unpredictable, but that's what makes her dangerous. She fakes left, rises high, and unleashes one of those silky mid-range daggers. Buckets. Cunningham finds space again, shaking off defenders. But Boston controls the boards, snatching rebounds like they owe her something. Mitchell slashes again. This time she kicks it out. McDonald, cold-blooded, splits the D launches. Splash. She's one of those players who can bend the court to her will. Who stretches defenses like elastic. 6 points in the quarter. The run is on. Beckers, another double-digit performance. She's steady like clockwork. 6 in the quarter. Her shot is quiet violence. Precise, clean, deadly. Bibby sizes up her defender. Launches from deep. Bang. "Bibby, don't do him like that." Indiana is surging now. The crowd senses it. The bench is on their feet. The pressure mounts for Dallas. Aaliyah Boston, commanding attention in the paint, pulls a double coverage. That opens the lanes. That opens the cuts. That's gravity on hardwood. McDonald curls off a screen. Textbook. Nothing but net. It's not just a fence. It's orchestration. Boston backs in over Loy. Misses. But Howard crashes the boards. That's rebound number 9. Add 9 points to that. That's nearly a double-double before the 4th even arrives. And the passes? Poetry. Howard finds Boston on a no-look dump down. Easy 2. That's trust. That's chemistry. That's how dynasties begin. Dallas tries to respond. They feed the post. Carrington rolls hard. But Howard, she meets her at the summit. Rejection. Textbook defense. Mitchell dances behind the arc. Quick release. Rattles it in. She's heating up. You can feel it. When she gets this rhythm, there's no closing that window. Boston's got her groove too. Feeds Kelsey, who fakes right, cuts left. Quick step, pull up, buckets. She's got 12 boards now. Season high? 13. She's flirting with history. Lexi Hull buries one from deep. Ice in the veins. That's what she brings. Toughness, timing, range. Dallas has had transition opportunities all night, but they haven't run. They haven't hunted. Indiana has. And that difference is starting to break the game open. Mitchell swings it again. Jones rotates, too slow. Another three, good. Even missed time hasn't dulled her. She balled out overseas, nearly 17 per game in the Euro Cup. Now she's back and she's hungry. Adonis? He answers with a triple of his own. Back and forth, punch and counter. This is no longer a regular season battle. It feels like playoffs. It feels like something more. Then it breaks down. Jones hits the deck. Lexi Hull wide open, lays it in. Beckers, over 2,000 career points, takes a hard foul, but she pops back up. The pain doesn't show. She's built for this. The next possession, she sets a mean screen. Cunningham slips behind. The defense, easy two. McDonald is dialed in. Another three from the corner. Bang! Indiana's offensive flow is surgical. Dallas scrambles. They try to rotate. They try to trap. But Indiana just keeps cutting. And when you start second-guessing on defense, you're already beat. Mitchell drives, fakes, dishes. She doesn't even wait for the bucket. She knows it's going in. Starts jogging back before the net even moves. Confidence on fire. Boston pulls defenders again. James tries to switch. Howard spins baseline. Two more. She's got the double-double. McDonald again. Hesitation move. Breaks ankles. 1 second on the shot clock. Cunningham fires, buzzer beater. Nothing but nylon. Now the roof is about to blow. Boston sets up top. Just inside the three-point line. Lets it fly. Swish. 1:50 to play. Quinterly tries to create. She throws it. Away. 15th turnover for Dallas. Indiana capitalizes. Of course, Mitchell, wide open, nails it. The gap is growing. The floor feels tilted. Fever can smell it now. The playoff race is tightening, but Indiana, they've been preparing for this moment all season. Piece by piece, brick by brick. The chemistry is real. The defense, smothering. The offense, balanced, relentless, poetic. This isn't just a team trying to win games. This is a team finding its identity, step by step, minute by minute. And tonight, they didn't just hold on. They took it. From the heartland of Iowa to the heartbeats of Indiana, one name is echoing across every hardwood floor. Caitlin Clark, the sniper, the sorcerer, the symbol of a revolution. She didn't just step into the WNBA. She came storming in, with fire in her veins, a chip on her shoulder, and a flamethrower in her hand. From logo threes to back-breaking daggers, she's turning every arena into her own theater of pain. But this isn't just about numbers. This isn't about stats, records, or accolades. This is about a movement. It's about a woman daring to shoot from where no one else even thinks to aim. From her rookie debut, they doubted her. They said she was too flashy, too confident, too bold, too ambitious. But Caitlin Clark was never built to fit inside the box. She was built to blow it up. Game after game, she stepped onto the court, with the weight of expectations pressing against her chest, and still let it fly from 30 feet like it was a free throw. Shot after shot, defenders chased shadows, the arc, the release, the splash. It wasn't just basketball, it was art. She torched Phoenix. She froze the Liberty. She embarrassed Atlanta. She sent Seattle home with scorched nets. She turned LA into her own late-night show. And when the world thought she'd slow down, she just reloaded. She wasn't just a highlight. She was the heartbeat of Indiana fever. In a franchise desperate for rebirth, she became the spark, the swagger, the storm. But even in her dominance, she never stood alone. Aaliyah Boston, the anchor in the paint, a warrior in the trenches. Together, they're rewriting what rookie duos can do. Kelsey Mitchell, cold-blooded from the perimeter. Veteran